Hey family, it's Chef Rick, and welcome back to Technique Monday on Unseen Cuisine, Cooking Without Limits. Over the last few weeks, we've been talking about grains. We've cooked them, we listened to them, and we learned how they absorb liquid and communicate through texture, aroma, and sound. But today, we're moving into other kitchen staples that has been feeding people around the world for thousands of years. Legumes, beans, lentils, split peas, chickpeas, black-eyed peas. Now, if you've ever cooked a pot of beans, you already know they can teach you patience. But here's what I want you to understand. Legumes talk just like grains do. They leave clues. And if you're willing to slow down and pay attention, they'll tell you exactly what's happening inside the pot. So, let's get into it. Step 1. Meet the legumes before you cook it. Before we add water, before we turn on the stove, reach into a bag. Grab a handful of dried beans. Go ahead. Let them sit in the palm. Tactile cue. Feel how firm they are. Hard, dense, solid. There's almost no flexibility, almost no give. That's your starting point. Sensory reminder. Every bean you cook is about to go through a transformation, and the more familiar you become with the starting point, the easier it is to recognize when the journey is complete. Step 2. Water begins the transformation. Now place those beans into a bowl and cover them with water. Reach in and move around. Tactile cue. Notice how slick they feel compared to when they were dry. The surface began to change long before the center does. Sensory reminder. This is why many cooks soak beans. Water is the beginning to soften the outer layer and prepare them for cooking. The transformation has already started. Step 3. Let your nose join the conversation. Most people don't think about smelling beans, but let's do it anyway. Aroma cue. Take a breath. Dry beans often have an earthy aroma, subtle, simple, and natural. As they soak and cook, those aromas begin changing. They're small changes, but they are clues, and we're training ourselves to notice these clues. Step 4. Listen to the simmer. Now let's move to the stove. Your beans are cooking. Not boiling aggressively, just simmering. Audio cue. Listen carefully. A proper simmer sounds gentle, relaxed, steady. You shouldn't hear violent bubbling. You shouldn't hear the pot fighting itself. Just calm, steady rhythm. What you're hearing, the beans are slowly absorbing water and softening from the outside in. Patience is doing the work. Step 5. Check for doneness. Now let's check the beans. Take one out carefully. Let it cool. Tactile cue. Press it gently between your fingers. Does it still feel hard? Does it resist? Or does it yield easily? Texture cues. When you taste it, the center should feel creamy. Not chalky, not grainy, not crunchy. Comfortably tender. That's the clue you're looking for. Step 6. Understanding the creamy center. Here's where a lot of cooks make mistakes. The outside may feel soft, but the inside still needs some time. Texture cue. Take a bite. Pay attention to the center. A properly cooked bean should feel creamy all the way through, not just soft on the outside. That's when you know it's truly done. Now, think about what you just experienced. You use touch to understand hydration, sound to monitor simmer, aroma to follow changes during cooking, texture to determine doneness. That's the Unseen Cuisine Method. You're not watching beans cook, you're listening, feeling, smelling, and understanding. Here's your takeaway. Beans teach patience. You can't rush them, you can't force them. But if you're paying attention, they'll tell you exactly where they are in the process. And the more you listen, the more confident you become, the better your food would taste. Today wasn't really about beans. It was about learning to trust your senses. Because whether you're cooking black beans, chickpeas, lentils, split peas, any kind of bean, the food is always communicating. And we're learning to listen. This is Chef Rick, cooking for every sense, confidence for every cook, and I'll see you Wednesday in the Flavor Lab.